How to stay awake in a Zoom call. Look, whether you're working or you're a student these days, unfortunately, online classes, online meetings are just a fact of life. And many of my patients have been struggling with staying awake during online school. Some of my colleagues I know struggle with staying awake with online meetings as well. So I thought it'd be worth thinking about what are the things that you can do to make sure that you are awake and alert during your Zoom classes or calls. One, the most important thing is to make sure that you get enough sleep at night. The fact is that tedium unmasks sleepiness. Online meetings and classes are not as engaging as in-person classes. So they do tend to be a little bit more tedious. Let's be real here. However, if you are tremendously sleep deprived, you're going to fall asleep no matter what. Even if you don't fall asleep, it'll be difficult to participate. So for teenagers, you need honestly 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. Younger kids, say middle schoolers, 9 to 10 hours of sleep. If you are a grown-up, such as myself, 7.5 to 8.5 hours of sleep at night. High quality sleep is key. Number two, drinking cold water or chewing gum. Not that you want to be super close mic'd and have someone hear your drinking and chewing noises. However, these are both things that I found with my narcolepsy patients who are quite sleepy, that being able to drink cold water, chew some gum, it just helps them wake up a little bit, especially if they need to push through the end of a class. So this may be useful for you as well. Number three is movement or exercise. The fact is, if you are standing up, you are not going to fall asleep, and you're actually going to feel more alert. If you are able to move around during a class, if you can position your Chromebook or laptop so you can stand up, if you can pop in some headphones and walk around your room a little bit, that will also help wake you up. Between classes, if you could get a little bit of exercise, if there are things you like to do, some yoga, do some push-ups, etc., that'll actually get your heart rate going, and it will help you be more alert when you go into your next class. Of course, again, it might be a little bit weird if you're doing air squats while you're on your conference call, but I don't know, maybe your teacher or your boss is going to be cool with that. Number four, take a short nap. Again, don't do this during your classes, but if you have 10 or 15 minutes beforehand, take what I call a short tactical nap. These naps are not 3 or 4 hour naps where you're under your covers in your bed, because those are going to interfere with sleep onset. I'm talking about a 10 or 15 minute nap where you put your head down. A really short nap will help your alertness for a few hours and can help you push through the end of the day. Again, prolonged naps are a no-no because they're going to make it more difficult for you to fall asleep at night and then result in more sleep deprivation and sleepiness the next day. Number five, let's talk about your friend and mine, caffeine. Caffeine certainly helps people stay awake. A cup of coffee or tea in the morning can be very helpful. But I'm going to put an asterisk after caffeine because we also know that it can interfere with sleep onset. So I usually recommend that if you're really sensitive to caffeine, avoid it after 12 o'clock noon, because otherwise if you're pounding cups of coffee while you're trying to finish a term paper at 11 o'clock at night, guess what? You're probably not going to be able to fall asleep. And again, see number one, you're going to have difficulty the next day. 6, natural light exposure. If you can set up your desk so you're near a window, get some natural sunlight coming in, it helps you wake up. You can also just get a bright lamp. It'll help with the lighting in your meetings as well, and believe it or not, will help you wake up a little bit. And finally, 7, think about your body position. You don't want to be lying down in your bed, because what do you do in your bed? You sleep. If you're trying not to sleep, don't be in your bed. If you've got a desk, again, if you can stand up, if you're slumped over in a beanbag chair, you might fall asleep. If you are sitting on a stool without a back, if you fell asleep, you'd probably fall on the floor. I don't want that to happen to you, but again, you're probably not going to fall asleep. So look, these are the things that I found helpful for myself and for my patients in terms of staying awake during online or Zoom school or work. If you have any other ideas, please leave them in the comments below because I'm really curious to hear them. So Thanks for your attention, and please press and subscribe.